Harpies, soul thieves, and their depictions in myths. Harpies are among the most enigmatic creatures of ancient Greek mythology, evoking both fear and fascination. Their representations are intertwined with myths of punishment, winds, and supernatural vengeance. Known as snatchers, these spirits embody ancient Greek notions of justice and retribution. In this report, we will explore the origins of harpies, their roles in myths, symbolism, and cultural influence. The origins of harpies. Harpies hold a unique place in Greek mythology due to their dual nature. The word harpy derives from the Greek arpeia, meaning snatcher or seizer. This name reflects their primary function in myths, to seize or snatch what belongs to others, whether it be food, souls, or even people. Their origins trace back to Hesiod, who first mentioned harpies in his Theogony. According to this work, harpies were the daughters of the sea god Thaumas and the Oceanide Electra. Thaumas, embodying marvels and extraordinary phenomena, endowed his daughters with traits connected to natural forces like wind and storms. Electra, one of the daughters of the Titan Oceanus, contributed their association with aquatic and atmospheric elements. Initially, harpies were described as two sisters, Aelo, storm, and Ocypete, swift flying. Their names underscored their connection to wind and speed. Later, a third harpy, Selenos, Obshittle Dark One, was added, her name evoking associations with darkness and destruction. Harpies were often considered wind spirits who descended upon humans from the skies, suddenly taking what they held dear. They symbolized the overpowering forces of nature against which humanity was helpless. Harpies were also linked to the gods, serving as their agents to punish mortals. In early myths, harpies appeared as neutral beings representing wind or natural phenomena. For time, their image evolved to embody punishment and retribution. Their kinship with other mythological entities like sirens and Erinyes reinforced their symbolic roles. Like harpies, were associated with deception and death, while Erinyes personified vengeance. Nevertheless, harpies occupied their unique niche, embodying both punishment and uncontrollable natural forces. The appearance of harpies underwent significant changes across different sources and periods. In early works, such as Hesiod's Theogony, harpies were depicted as enchanting winged women. These representations highlighted their connection to the skies and winds, imbuing them with an almost divine essence. They were seen as more aligned with natural forces than as direct threats. Later, in the works of Roman authors like Virgil and Ovid, the depiction of harpies grew more terrifying. They were described as creatures with the heads of women, the bodies of predatory birds, long claws, and foul breath. In Virgil's Aeneid, their ghastly appearance was vividly detailed. Horrible winged creatures with sharp claws and greedy eyes. These portrayals symbolized not only physical danger, but also moral terror associated with divine retribution. The iconography of harpies in ancient art varied as well. On Greek pottery and reliefs, they were often shown in flight, with widespread wings and feminine faces. These images emphasize their speed and celestial connections. However, in later art, their depictions became increasingly grotesque. For instance, in Roman-era works, Harpies appeared in scenes punishing sinners, accentuating their role as instruments of divine vengeance. Particularly notable are the representations of harpies on sarcophagi and funerary monuments. These images, often related to the idea of seizing the souls of the dead, reinforcing their symbolism as mediators between the world of the living and the afterlife. On the famous Clazomene sarcophagus, for example, harpies are depicted carrying souls to the underworld, highlighting their role in death and the afterlife. Harpies played a significant and multifaceted role in Greek mythology, reflecting both natural phenomena and moral aspects of retribution. They served as messengers of the gods, embodiments of punishment, and harbingers of misfortune, acting as supernatural agents of justice. One of the most famous myths involving harpies is the story of Phineus, a prophet punished by the gods for abusing his gift. Phineus angered Zeus by revealing divine secrets to mortals, and was consequently blinded and abandoned on a desolate island. To further his suffering, Zeus sent harpies to constantly snatch and defile his food, leaving him starving and weak. In this myth, harpies represented divine retribution. Their actions emphasized the inevitability of punishment for disrupting cosmic order. Despite Phineus's plight, the Argonauts, passing by the island, decided to help him. Zetes and Calais, the sons of Boreas, pursued the harpies to drive them away. However, they were forbidden to kill the harpies by the gods, underscoring that these beings were still essential parts of the divine plan. In mythology, harpies often acted as instruments of divine punishment. Their sudden appearances symbolized inescapable justice. They kidnapped individuals, destroyed property, and carried the souls of sinners to the underworld. This role made them a source of fear, not only for individual heroes, but also for entire communities. Harpies were not only part of myths, but also held significance in religious beliefs. They were associated with winds, particularly violent gusts capable of causing destruction. In ancient art, harpies appeared on pottery, frescoes, and sculptures. For instance, the Clazomene sarcophagus features harpies carrying souls, reinforcing their role as intermediaries between life and death. In Roman culture, their imagery became more metaphorical, symbolizing greed and cruelty. In literature, harpies often served as allegories. In Virgil's Aeneid, the harpy Celaeno foretells a curse on Aeneas and his companions, highlighting their role as harbingers of doom. In later texts, harpies became symbols of insatiability and mercilessness, influencing medieval and Renaissance folklore. Harpies, the mythological soul thieves, remain an integral part of ancient Greek culture. They symbolize the connection between divine punishment and natural forces like the wind. Their depictions have influenced literature, art, and culture for centuries. Harpies compel us to reflect on how ancient people understood concepts of justice and retribution. Do you think harpies served as a warning that divine justice always finds its violators? Share your thoughts in the comments.